I'm Erica from Enemy, and today we're at New York City's Governor's Ball Music Festival, and I'm joined with Aly and AJ. How are you?
Hi, we're good.
I'm great. I'm having a blast. The music is good. It's hot, but you know what? It's worth it.
It is worth it. I actually think it's a pretty beautiful day for New York
Yeah.
City because it's not muggy.
It's not muggy.
It's really nice.
It feels like summer, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
All right, since we're talking about New York City, I've been using this interview situation to get recommendations from all my favorite artists on where to go in the summer in New York. Do you have a favorite New York spot, whether it's like a park or a bar or a pizza place that you like to go to whenever you're in the city?
Well, I would say in Brooklyn, go to Four Horsemen because it's owned by James Murphy, the lead singer of LCD Sound System.
Yeah.
And it turns into a nightclub later in the night called Night Moves.
With I think karaoke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a must, but also the Brooklyn Gardens.
Oh,
that
yeah,
rooftop-
that rooftop is really
Is
beautiful.
that what it's called?
I don't know if the public...
Can the public access it?
We saw a fashion show there and we loved
We saw a
it.
show there one time and we loved it.
And we were shook because we're from California and we're used to all of our vegetables being grown on the ground and not on roofs. So we were like, what?
That's amazing.
I love that. I love that you brought the Californian angle to
It
it.
genuinely made me laugh.
So I know that you all just finished a headlining tour and you played some iconic venues. You played Webster Hall, one of my
Yeah.
favorite venues. How was it to play Webster Hall? What was the energy like with the New York crowd?
It was incredible. We have such amazing East Coast crowd. Like, I just feel like in general, when we go to like Chicago, Boston, New York, like we always end up getting such a great reaction. And Webster Hall sold out, which we were really blessed for that to happen. And I just feel like the crowd just gets music. They want to be involved in live music.
Yeah.
And that's everything for us.
That's true. And thank you for saying that about us because that
It's
is
true. It's true.
people good.
East Coast fans are different. You guys are just like
we're
music
just
lovers.
made different.
I think you're made different. I think you're also just like louder people in general, which I'm into because we're loud people as well.
Hell yeah. So I did want to talk about your latest album. A Touch of the Beat gets you up on your feet, gets you out and then into the sun. I was looking down because I don't want to get it wrong.
No, you nailed it.
But like one of the things I love about that album, because I'm such a indie pop purist, huge Killers fan. I was listening to that album and I was like, do people not know that Aly and AJ rock? It was it's gorgeous. It's such a great
you.
album. When you're in the studio and you're making this music, what influences are you tapping into? Or are you just organically just making what feels right to you?
We're in a moment where we're just kind of making music that feels good to us.
Yeah.
I mean, we've, I think, spent part of our career, especially our younger years, sometimes trying to chase a trend, and we now are kind of at the point in our career and just at a certain age where we're like, there's not enough time left on Earth to be doing that when really you could be making music that makes you feel good and makes you really proud to play. And I think that we're just we just kind of are hitting our stride now. I feel like, and the music from the past we still appreciate and love, and I know that a lot of people grew up on our music, but I think that this new music, for whatever reason, just really speaks to us and where we are right now in this moment.
I agree.
Perfect. So I did want to talk about some of the organizations and charities you work with. I know you work with Trevor Project.
Yeah.
I know you also work with To Write Love on Her Arms, and I don't want to let this opportunity pass without talking about why you do that and why it's important to you, because I think people kind of need to know that information, and artists using their platforms is huge. I know Enemy cares about that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of something Aly and I have promised each other in our adult career as musicians, that we would use the platform on stage to not only send great vibes through our music, but also to really kind of position a charity that we really believe in. Whether that's signing a petition, donating money. Propeller's been incredible. They're kind of the activation that helps oversee any charity we want to work with. So between Trevor Project and To Write Love on Our Arms, we feel very encouraged that we've been able to raise quite a bit of money on this tour and awareness. That's really important to us.
Yeah, thank you. So I wanted to talk about a song that I like, just selfishly, Get Over Here, because I love that track.
Thanks.
And I think it does such a good job of what a lot of your music does, of being emotionally vulnerable, but also very empowering. It comes from this voice of just no, this is how I feel, I'm not ashamed of it. How do you find that balance of having these tracks that are very much raw and emotional, but still feel really powerful, you're in your power tracks? How do you find that balance?
I think it's just come with age. I don't know.
I think so too. I think there is a delicate balance between something being kind of somber or vulnerable, but then still having a strength to it behind that. Yeah. And I think the production really lends itself to that, as well as the lyrics. And Aly and I just kind of tend to write that way into our kind of adult years of writing. So thank you for noticing that.
That's really cool.
Thank you for writing. Oh, it's one of my favorites too.
It should have actually been,
Let's
if
do
we were
it.
to do it all
Yeah.
over
On
again,
the main
it
album.
probably would have been on the main album, and it wouldn't have been a deluxe track. But we didn't want the record to be 13 songs because we thought that was kind of unlucky. So we were
I
like,
feel you.
you know,
Kept it 12.
I'm just glad that we got it.
thank
Yeah,
you.
it happened.
It happened.
It's there.
So before I'm gonna ask you a question about festivals, but before that, what are you the most excited to do next? Like anything with whether it's music or life, what are you most excited to share with people or even to just experience next?
We're excited for a little vacation
Hell yeah.
because we've been out on the road and we feel a little haggard and tired, and we need some
Feel you.
we need some cocktails and some Italian pasta
And sun.
Yeah.
I think musically, I'm excited for us to actually tour the next album because I think this next album that we've been working on is really special. And I'm not ready to get back on tour quite yet. Like, we need a little break from what we just got through, which was 35 cities. But I do feel really encouraged about this new record, and I think it's going to bring a lot of, joy and love and positivity, and kind of be just a perfect piggyback off of what Touch of the Beat did for people, which I really think this album is going to do.
Hell yeah. Well, I could use that. I'm excited to hear it.
Thanks.
But before you go, I know that you're going to head to Texas for Austin City Limits.
Yeah.
And you have been talking about being on a wild tour before this. I need your advice because I have a festival season to look forward to as well. How does one survive and keep endurance and stay excited and stay hydrated while covering or going to or performing at festivals?
I think a lot of it is sleep, and then a lot of it is like water, and then maybe you have a cocktail, and then it's water, and then you got to do the balance. You know, you can't just kind of go hard for like hours on end and then try to get the water. It's too late.
Okay. Thank you for saying that because I'm like, I'm going to do the water in a cocktail. But now that I know that this is actual advice, I don't feel bad taking it.
Okay, good. Perfect. Take it. Run with it.
Thank you both so much for taking the time to chat with us. And I'm excited to see what you do next. And we'll talk to you soon.
Cool. We'll see you at Austin City Limits.
Probably, yes.
Okay, cool.
We will
Awesome.
see you there.
Find
All
us.
right.